Thank you for watching the SGA election show. Today I'm here with Ashton Dickinson, your outgoing SGA treasurer, and we're going to talk a little bit about what this last year has looked like for you and some of the things that you've done. So first off, can you explain a little bit about yourself and then kind of what your role looked like in this last year?
Yes, so my name is Ashton Dickinson. I'm a senior here at Auburn, obviously, a major in finance. So, prior to coming to Auburn, I knew I wanted to do something in finance, but really didn't know what that would look like. So in an effort to try to pivot that, I began to get involved in finance clubs in SGA, which is where I found my passion for Auburn, which is where I fell in love with Auburn and just the people, and most importantly, really got a sense of community. So because of that, I really got involved SGA freshman year, went through the Student Senate 2 years in a row, representing the College of Business, served as Dakota Law's committee chair, and then last year around this time, I was gearing up to, run for SGA treasurer, which is where I was elected. So super grateful for the opportunity. Over the past few years, it's been, a lot of stuff that I've been able to do with SGA. The treasurer, oversees the finance branch, as well as, Auburn ring sales. So it's been a lot about, upholding the standard of service that advances SGA, but also upholding the traditions that continually advance not only SGA, but the university. So over the past few years, it's just been budget needs, line items, making improvements where I see fit and the rest of the exec team sees fit as well, meeting with people across the university to, advance things that I was passionate about during my platform, such as advocacy, transparency, and financial literacy. And financial literacy is always a big one. Everybody, usually when you run for SGA treasurer, you want to do something that's, financially literate, or, help students grasp the concept and provide them with resources. So with me and my team in the finance branch that works under me and my AVPs, we've been able to promote the Regents Next Step program, which was something that kind of started when I was coming into, but it was up to me and the rest of my exec team to fill that out. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the new exec does, but I'm really proud of the work that me and my team has been able to do in terms of advancing those efforts. So,
yeah, absolutely. So in your last platform, you kind of mentioned that you worked for the Harvard College of Business, worked for their finance department. I was curious how you felt like that prepared you more for this role as treasurer for SGA.
Yes. So the work that I really did within the finance department at the Harvard College of Business was more of an organization or club scale. So I really joined our Financial Management Association, and it's very geared towards career readiness, mentorship program, and just the fundamentals of networking. So I know you may not know about FMA, but FMA is basically, just a huge investment banking academy that takes, freshmen and sophomores, prepares them for careers in investment banking, and you go through a very challenging interview process. That's 2 rounds, and I was able to get into that as a freshman. So through the people in FMA, you go through a mentorship program. You have members that are older than you, and at the time when I knew I wanted to get into SGA, I had just got into FMA. I'll never forget, it was January of 2021, and I knew I wanted to run for Senate. So I ran for Senate as a freshman, just due to, older members that were in SGA that also, kind of, I'm not going to say paved the way for FMA members to, learn about SGA, but they were also involved in FMA, in SGA. So, FMA, I went through a 12-week new member training where, I learned technical skills, mentorship skills, the opportunity to network, and it just really provided me with a lot of optionality in terms of what I'd be looking for with the career. So just the older members that were involved in SGA that poured into me, and actually 2 members, the 2 treasurers before me, were also in FMA as well, and I think that's really cool. So just utilizing the resources that are in the program, and just everything that I was taught at such a young age, only being here my 2nd semester, still 18 years old, and learning so much, I was able to, advance those efforts and take everything and apply it to the role, and kind of just grow from there. So it started kind of from freshman year, and the more senior you get in SGA, the more you kind of get a lay of the land, and things of that nature. So
Yeah. It kind of sounds like FMA was like more of the finance and technical skills, and then SGA, like you said, you started early. Kind of brought in that like Auburn and student side, and you combine those two things.
For sure. And like with treasurer, like, it was nice being able to sit down as treasurer and like, know how to look at a budget properly, know how to like properly allocate funds, know how to do things such as stipend reviews, decide the determining budget, make cuts where it needed to be, but also have like the technical skills from, knowing how to manage Excel, knowing where things are in the market, knowing that, okay, like before COVID, the budget may have been like a lot bigger, but like, now because of market rates and inflation and everything like that, like because of FMA and my finance program, I knew how that worked and I knew how it affected all like sources of money or like anything dealing with money. So yeah, I definitely say that.
Definitely sounds like a lot more than students expected to be. So what do you feel like your biggest achievement for the last year has been?
That's a good one. That's a good question. So, kind of as when we first get elected, and we build out the rest of our exec team, we come up with something known as exec goals. So, we kind of go around, find goals that everyone's want to accomplish over the term. And usually the route that I took, and usually what everyone else that's elected usually does, we usually, take the route of, okay, I'm going to take something from my platform that I'm passionate about, and I'm going to make that one of my exec goals. Because at the end of the day, the exec goals are what gets to the higher ups. That's what gets to the administrators of the university, and like that's what they see, and like that's what represents what we're looking forward to for the fall. So I'd say like like one of the biggest accomplishments that I had is like Regent's Next Step, which would just kind of be like a financial resource in terms of like financial wellness and like programming, and it's still like being built out, but and it's a long process, but just taking that program that was already somewhat in place and like building it up, talking to the right people, meeting with the right individuals, bringing in my team of AVPs in financial projects, like beneath me, and bringing them up, and just keeping them involved in the process as well, promoting those resources and things of that nature, and something that I'm super excited about is possibly like a potential partnership with the College of Business. That's something that I think would be really, really good, since it's kind of finance and it kind of falls under the business segment anyways. And something that I also think would be cool would be possibly bringing on a GA that focused solely on financial literacy, and if that's their job, if there's something that they're skilled in, they'll be able to like work with the treasurer and work with themselves and like complement and combine ideas in effort to advance those efforts and like really, really make awareness to it. Because like, you can put it on platforms, you can put it on things such as AU Access, and something that the financial projects team have been doing is like, putting it in residence halls, putting it like all over certain colleges on like TVs and, boards and stuff where students can like see every day. But like, having someone that can really hone in on what it means, what the program is, the importance of it, like, being a senior and leaving in the 3 months, like I wish I would have knew some of this stuff coming in. So like really, really trying to find a way to implement it, and also ring sales. I do really want to highlight rings because it's under me as well. The ring ceremonies, they happen in the fall and in the spring. Great ceremony. Ring sales were up. So ring sales were maximized this year, so I'm super excited about that. And
I think that makes a lot of sense. A lot of those leadership positions, you're like laying a lot of seeds that you're not necessarily going to see what comes from it, but that's what's important about it. So do you have any advice for this next treasurer that we're going to find out on Friday?
Yes. So in terms of advice, really, really be proactive. Really, really communicate. It could be something as small as just replying to an email and saying got it. It really, really will put your advisors at ease, like just knowing that you've seen the email, and like it's very easy to read through an email when you're in class and it comes across and just okay it in your head, but like really, really just communicate and be proactive. And really, really bond with the exec team. Get a chance to know your AVPs because it goes by so fast. It's like you're elected, you really get kind of acquainted and acclimated with the role, and then May comes and all the students leave, and then you come back and you hit the ground running in August, and then next thing you know, it's January,
Yep.
and you're preparing transition materials to go out. So that's some advice that I would say. Also, you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that we hear all the time, anytime we
Yeah.
embark on like a new adventure, but like it's true. Like, if you go to meetings and you give it your all, you stay up to date with what's going on, and you're really, really doing stuff with the intention of having the students in the universities, or just like what the student body that you're representing at the forefront, it'll make you do a lot more. You'll be more satisfied with your work, more happy with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's what I definitely say. But be proactive, communicate, and always put your best foot forward, because like I said, you get out what you put in. It can be as huge as a year it can be as big as a year as you want it to be, or as small as a year as you want it to be. It's just about your platform points, what you're working on, and what you're willing to put in. So that's the advice that I share. That's some of the advice and pointers that were given to me, and I was able to live out some of that advice. So I definitely say the same thing to whoever the next treasurer-elect is on Friday.
Absolutely. Do you have one last message for the students before you're finally out?
Yes, I really, really want to say thank you so much for, just trusting me with this opportunity and affording me with this opportunity. It's been a joy coming in. I never knew what I would be doing my senior year. I just knew I wanted to have a job lined up, and I was fortunate enough to, have a job lined up, but also give back to my university, give back to the university that's given so much to me. And yeah, only thing I can say is thank you. I can't express enough gratitude without getting, super emotional.
Yeah.
It's been like a long 4 years, but it's been a great year in SGA. And, I'm very fortunate enough and very excited that I took the time to pour into younger members in SGA and younger members that helped with operations and stuff of my campaign. Because of that, I still talk to them so much, and it's like I have 1,000 little brothers and sisters running around. And growing up, I was an only child, so that's something that really makes my heart happy. So looking forward to seeing what, all of you guys do next. I'm always going to stay in the loop, and I'll be back visiting more than you think. But yeah, that's, my last message. I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
And thank you for watching Eagle Eye's SGA election show. This has been your outgoing treasurer, Ashton Dickinson. Back to the desk.